Yeah, we did. And I guess it was like, we just want to figure out what exactly we want to get across to everybody.
Right. It's like, a bro got married. That's cool. But what are we really doing here? What do we want everyone to understand after hearing us speak?
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is just how big of an influence Drew has been throughout our lives, right?
Right. Like, he's our big bro. But I don't know if we were always completely on board with all the ways he was involved in our lives.
Yeah, I think this might just be a good opportunity to point out the good, the bad, and the very ugly moments of Drew's reign as big brother, right?
I think we both have our fair share of bad stories. I mean, as a small child, Drew would just pass me in the house, give me 3 hard shots to the gut, and just carry on about his day. I've heard that small, cute things actually bring out aggression in people, so maybe you just thought I was adorable? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we both have our fair share of abuse. I remember him trying to suffocate me with pillows a couple times just to see how much I could take. I don't really know what that was about.
Yeah. And it wasn't just stuff like that. Like, he was kind of devious. Like, he was always manipulating us into doing weird stuff. Like, I still haven't recovered from the time you forced me to eat a banana peel as a 6-year-old.
Yeah, and I don't think we can forget about the time he shot me with a BB gun. That accidentally shot me with a BB gun. I'm not sure that was an accident. That's debatable.
We'll never really know for sure.
But eventually we saw something a little more than just abuse. Right?
Yeah. I think every kid follows their big brother's lead to some extent, and there were a lot of things we started to pick up from Drew.
Yeah, I think primarily it was sports and basketball. That was the main thing early on. And it was a big culture stuff, right? Because they were constantly watching it. They were watching street ball all the time, and we were just taking all of that in.
And really, I think my whole idea of what cool is, and granted this has changed a lot over time, but it really all starts with Drew, I think. And at that time, it was those And One street ball mixtapes. It was just playing ball. It was like the giant baggy basketball jerseys. And it was rap music. Like, that was everything to him.
Yeah. And it's funny, it's funny looking back on it, because I think those two things have a lot in common, hip-hop and basketball. And, those things have stuck with us, but it's sharp thinking, it's being confident with your game, it's just creativeness on the floor, it's all of that.
Yeah. And I think people kind of get this idea that people like rap music just because it's profane, but that was never really the point for us. It's just that bravado and like that feeling that you're getting a look into, like a world you've never seen before. For me, it was just like being in the car with Drew and him saying, "Yo, listen to this Jay-Z song. It's from The Blueprint. It's dope." And it was him at the state championship game making a 3 and running back on defense and making a cutthroat gesture like he was cutting the other team off. I mean, those things just went hand in hand for us.
And I think, that's probably when we started actually looking at him as somewhat of a role model, because, they had a lot of success in sports, and felt like, okay, we could actually get advice from this guy, and, that's about the time, right?
Yeah. And I think it was about when, he went off to college where I started to really see Drew differently. It was like he would come home and we would just talk, and he would like take interest in me, and I was interested in what he had to say. And it was like I just had this weird realization, like, oh wait, we could actually like each other. I didn't really expect this.
Yeah, it was funny. I think he was making a conscious effort. I think we all were, like, we were just sharing more with each other, being more open. Like, that's kind of when the brotherhood really started, I think.
Yeah. And with all this coming right around the time that our sister passed, I think it just, I think he and all of us just kind of got this sense that, these are my brothers and these are the most important people in my life. And like, I think he started to see us as cool in a way. It reminds me of something he said in our group chat once. It was just like, guys, we are a trio of extremely cool brothers.
Yeah, and, yeah, that developed into some pretty fun times, I think. We started exploring a lot more different cultures and everything, and different realms of music, and going off course.
And I think before that, his influence on us was more subconscious in a way. I think we really started to actively engage in what Drew was showing us. And I remember one time we went on a drive somewhere and he was showing us the Beatles and how that just totally changed the way I viewed music. And I think, to this day, I think that's a big reason why we spend so much time listening to music and like looking and finding cool stuff to listen to.
Yeah, definitely. that era right there of like when we just got this palette of classic rock dropped on us, that was so huge because I mean it was a pretty crucial time for us. And I just heard recently that the music you listen to around your high school years will typically have the longest emotional impact on you. Like you can always go back to that and have like a strong connection. I feel like we're really incredibly lucky to have like that type of music dropped on us at that time.
And I think music was always the big thing for us, but it was really like this whole collection of like media and arts. It was just, we had this whole new way of life.
Definitely. And then one day out of the blue, Drew texted us, and I quote, "Drew got a girlfriend."
I think we had both known that he was seeing Amanda for a while, but it seemed like a pretty big deal to actually have the girlfriend label slapped on it.
Especially because, you know, the whole official girlfriend thing was kind of rare for him. And he showed like this immediate excitement and like just exhilaration for it. We all knew it was pretty special right off the bat.
Yeah, I remember this text message that he sent Mom once when she asked what he liked about Amanda, and it, you know, he said, "She is smart, funny, and tolerant of my personality flaws." And I think some uncle of ours that just overheard that just said, "Keep her."
Yeah, I think we all got that feeling. I think it was pretty unanimous. Like, yeah, she could totally hang. This is special. This will work well.
Yeah, it was a really neat thing getting to know Amanda. Like, you know, I think she was really receptive to us as his brothers right away, and she really seemed to embrace having us as part of her life as well.
Yeah, definitely. She's always been so open and thoughtful, just like giving advice on big things and little things like cooking. It's been awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, watching their relationship over these years, I feel like it's really set a precedent in my mind for what a good relationship should be. Like, if I'm in a relationship, I'd want to have something like what Drew and Amanda have.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess to wrap it all up, that might be the biggest influence of all, I think, is what we gathered is just how special their relationship is and how much they value one another and take a unique interest in one another. It's really something we've really come to acknowledge and like.
I think it's been a really positive impact on my life, just receiving that kind of care and encouragement from Drew and Amanda. They've always just made me feel like the way I am is okay, and I can never thank you guys enough for that.
So thanks for everything. Let's pop some bottles. Don't forget the wine bottles. Toast to the couple.
To the couple.